Hey guys, welcome back to the Santa's Bricks. My name is Jevin, and now over the years LEGO has made many different joint pieces. Now whether it's a hinge joint or a ball and socket joint, they use many different pieces in order to move parts of LEGO sets. For example, you can see here I have this blue dragon build, and this has a lot of different points of mobility using those joint pieces. As you can see, the legs can move, the wings can move, and even the head and tail are flexible. And this is accomplished using many different types of LEGO joints. So if you haven't guessed already, in this brick tip video, we're going to be talking about LEGO joints. So starting things off, here you can see we have the hinge joint. So here you can see we have our hinge joint. Now this is made up of two pieces, one with these little clips in it, and one with this bar piece. These pieces then snap together, just like so, creating our hinge joint. Now this joint only has one way it can move, which is up and down, just like so. Now this dragon build here that I showed you guys earlier, this actually uses every kind of LEGO joint piece. So in this build, the hinge joint is used for the jaw, for this nose spike here, and also for this computer screen and this controller. So for our second joint, let's move on to the click hinge joint. So here you can see we have our click hinge joint, which, very similar to our hinge joint, is made up of two pieces that snap together. Now this joint is actually slightly stronger than our other hinge joint because it clicks into different positions, giving it an extra level of rigidity and strength. On our dragon here, you can see this is used for these wingtips here that click into position, just like so. So for our next joint, we're going to be talking about the ball and hinge joint. So here we have our ball and socket joint. Now as you can see, it's made up of two pieces that once again fit together perfectly and snap together. Now this joint has a lot of mobility since it's a ball and socket joint. You can turn it around, use it like a regular hinge joint, and it has just a lot of different ways that you can move it. Also, it's nice and small, so if you're building a smaller build, this is a great joint to use. Now on our dragon here, you can see the ball and hinge joint is used all along the tail in order to give it plenty of mobility and flexibility. So for our next joint, let's move on to the large ball and socket joint. So here you can see we have our large ball and socket joint, and just like our smaller version, this one is made up of two pieces that can clip together just like so. Now this one is a lot stronger than that smaller version that we saw just a little while ago, because it's so much bigger. However, it still has a large range of motion, very similar to the smaller ball and socket joint. Now on our dragon, the large ball and socket joint is used on the ankles and also for the entire section of the wings. So now for our final joint, let's move on to the large click ball and socket joint. So here you can see we have our click hinge joint, which is actually made up of three pieces. It's made up of this piece here, which this piece clicks into, and then it also has this top piece here. Now when you put all these together, you get a very strong and very sturdy joint with a lot of mobility. And while it does have a lot of mobility, it doesn't have quite as much as the large ball and socket joint. However, this can hold a lot of weight, so if you're building a larger build, this is a good, strong joint to use. So now on our dragon, the click ball and socket joint is used for the head, the neck, the legs, and also for the middle of the body, which allows it to pivot back and forth. Alright guys, and so those are all of the LEGO joints. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click subscribe right down there.